drink coffee, what that shit do at all costs, my nigga.
Vlad, you are dead wrong for that, man. What's good, y'all? It's Jay Coffee Talk, so check it out, man. Vlad TV, DJ Vlad, however you want to refer to him. I mean, dude gets a lot of hate, and I ain't even mad at him. I ain't mad at him about his come up or none of that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, dude does have good content. He built his own brand. It is what it is. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different things about Vlad that get talked about, but I'm not even going in and discussing that. I'm talking about something that I just saw on a Vlad interview that I was like, yo, that was bottom line. That was disrespect. That was out of line. That was out of pocket. And what I'm talking about is Kingpin, former drug kingpin, came up during the 80s, started his career hustling during the 80s. It made it big. You know what I mean? He's got a book out. A lot of people know him from being CEO of Don Diva magazine, which is, some call it the street Bible. It gets a lot of love, but we're talking about Kevin Chiles. And I don't know if you guys, saw this particular interview I'm talking about. There's a few of them up on Vlad's platform right now. You know how Vlad breaks up the interviews into, little like different pieces or whatever. I mean, he puts out the full interviews sometimes as well. I believe he normally waits. But Kevin Chiles is the little episodes have been dropping over the past couple days, and it's interesting stuff. Dude's got a story to tell, and basically, man, what Vlad said that just rubbed me the wrong way, man. You guys get in the comments and let me know what you think. As always, anyone new to this channel, it's always about hearing what the people think. So definitely tap in and comment, join the discussion. He was, discussing his career in the drug game and different things that happened. And in one part, he talked about how his mother was killed. Very tragic thing. I can't even imagine that, man. What basically happened was some dudes that were trying to get at him, rob him, because this dude had a lot of money. He had businesses. He had a lot going on. You know what I mean? Dealing with Colombians and everything. Some dude kidnapped his friend's girl, and got her to try to set him up, and they ended up running in Kevin Chiles' mom's house, where she was a civilian. I believe he said she worked in a bank, managed a bank or whatever. And when they seen there wasn't really money there, you know what I mean? Like they literally, I believe Kevin Chiles said they walked away with like whatever jewelry she had on and her car, things like that. You know what I mean? Like nothing. These guys were trying to rob Kevin Chiles. They wanted that cocaine money, and it wasn't there. And they killed everyone in the house, and they killed his moms. So what Vlad said, what's rubbing me the whole wrong way about this, and I'm telling you, I'm not tripping. I'm not chasing clout, none of that. Like I said, I give Vlad some props, man. Vlad catches a lot of flack. At the end of the day, there is funny things about him, but he has good stuff on his channel. We can't lie about this. But Vlad, as they're discussing this, Kevin Chiles says, Vlad said something about how they ended up catching the dudes. I forget exactly how it all went down, but they ended up arresting these guys. And when it was going on, Kevin, after that, between the murder of his mother and the arrest and the case going on and everything, one of the guys was killed. And Vlad says, I bet you didn't shed too many tears over that. And it's like, and laughed. And Kevin Chiles was like, nah, why would I? Or something along those lines. I would put the clip in the video, but you guys know how the YouTube stuff goes. And, I'm sure Vlad would probably flag this video. I'm not even saying he would be aware of my video, but just, through like content ID system and things like that, the video would get flagged. You know what I mean? And I'm just critiquing what I see here. I'm not trying to go at Vlad or anything like that. I'm just saying this was out of pocket. This was out of line. It was disrespectful. He laughed when he said it, like, huh, I bet you didn't shed too many tears over that. And he flat out was like, no, why would I? Like, you could tell it was awkward. And, he wasn't too happy about it. He was like, what is this guy talking about? We're talking about dude's mom being murdered in a robbery. I bet you didn't shed too many tears over that. I don't know. I'm surprised it made it to the final cut. I'm surprised they didn't edit that out. And I really wonder if there was a conversation between them about that. Like, yo, man, what was that about? Or Vlad was like, he had to feel awkward. Like, I'm sorry if that came off strange. I'm just surprised that made it to the interview. You know what I mean? Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, yo, this man, he was in the streets. Those kinds of things happen. He was getting money. You're a target. Your family's a target when you're getting money. These are all facts. You know what I mean? No question. But at the end of the day, Vlad's having him on his platform. I mean, it's like a symbiotic relationship, symbiosis. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Chiles gets more exposure to his book, The Crack Era, and whatever kind of content or whatever he's pushing. You know what I mean? And Vlad gets the views and everything like that. We get another Vlad TV interview that everyone loves to watch. No question. And yes, of course, these questions are going to be answered. That's he's going there to hear this drug tale. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to hear this stuff. But just the way that it was said, though, was insensitive. And that's how I feel about it. Like I said, I want to know what you guys think about it. But I don't know, man. A side note, it's interesting to see a lot of these drug dealers tell their stories. Aside from drugs, just the true crime genre, is a big thing when it comes to podcasts and documentaries and biopics and movies and things like that. It always has been. I believe it's the number one genre. You know what I mean? And, people find that stuff interesting. Now, normally when it comes to true crime, it's more about killings and things like that. These are a little different. These are more like street tales, drug tales, you know what I mean? But there's still definitely a market and it's still interesting to people. But when it comes to this stuff, what's interesting, I think, is it sheds a light on things that were going on in America. I've discussed recently in a few videos, like with Freeway Ricky Ross and everything, how the United States government was involved in that. That's facts. Now, people can dispute how directly, like if that was people within the government acting on their own, or, you know what I mean, that was like planned by the government. But however you want to look at it, the United States, CIA, all that was involved in bringing crack cocaine to the hood. And that's a fact. And it just kind of shows, that time period and what it was like in those neighborhoods and things like that to people who really don't understand these situations, because a lot of times people say, hey, it's easy, it's simple, do good, don't do drugs, don't sell drugs, don't be involved in the streets, and your life will be okay. You'll avoid tragedy and heartbreak and things like that. But it's not always that simple. I'm not trying to make excuses or justify things people do. No, I'm just saying it brings you to that place, that setting, and tells you that story. You know what I mean? It's interesting stuff that I think people outside of what would be considered the general market for this kind of content, I feel like other people, from all walks of life could find this content interesting. You know what I mean? Because it's some serious stuff. But I don't know, man. That's all I really got on this one. Flat out, like I said, that was whack that Vlad did that. And I don't know. Am I saying Vlad meant to disrespect this guy's mom, or he found that funny, or any of that? No, I want to believe that, Vlad wasn't trying to do something like that. You feel me? there's a lot of times where Vlad, and you'll see people talk about it in the comments, you know what I mean? Vlad discusses certain things, and he'll sometimes add his little commentary, like where it's kind of like he don't know what exactly to say, so he's saying things that come off a little awkward. Like sometimes he'll say, like someone will, you know, give a statement or whatever, you know, speak on something, and then Vlad will go, okay, well, and then he'll just lead into something else, you know what I mean? Like sometimes things come off a little awkward, no question. I don't know what exactly happened here, but it came off as disrespectful. Seriously, like, I would have been hot about it. That's the type of things, you know, sometimes discussions are going on and people lose their cool and go off on someone. Just, you know, like, it just came off disrespectful. That's the only way I can really put it. You guys, let me know if you've seen the interview. You let me know what you think about this situation. As I said, that's what my channel is all about. And just in general, tap in about Kevin Chiles, about Vlad, about this discussion about like true crime in the hood, you know, during the crack era and things like that. You know, any kind of discussions you guys want to have about that, or recommendations for videos or things like that. Like I said, that's what this platform's all about, hearing from the people, chopping it up and kicking it with you guys. But that's all I got on this one. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit that notification bell. Daily videos, music, news, sports, current events, life, podcast, much more over here on J Coffee Talk. Help me build this thing up. Help my channel grow. Hit the like, all that good stuff. Doesn't cost you a thing, and it helps me bring you guys, you know, better content. Catch you on the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.